We are looking forward to the international friendly match tomorrow. We have been training well, and the new players have been introduced to the principle of our style of playing. So they know now how we want to attack, how we want to defend, and I hope it will be not a good performance tomorrow against Sudan. Sudan is a good team. We already seen them here playing against Central Africa, and we could see they are very comfortable on the ball. They're very good in short passing, especially if you give them time and space, then they're very comfortable on the ball. As I told you last time, this camp is very important for us because it will and can give us some answers on our questions. Where are we on our journey for the preparation for AFCON qualifiers and CHAN qualifiers later this year? I also would like to take this opportunity now to tell you that for CHAN, I hope it will be possible to have a camp for the home-based players. There was back in the time what we call the Taifa stars, racing stars. So I would like to have a camp where we select players who are the home-based player and to identify players not only for the CHAN but also for the future, to bring them into the pipeline into Taifa stars. And to do that, I hope we can have a camp where we can identify, I can look at player from the NBC Premier League, I can look at player at the Zanzibar League, I can look at the ASAM TV to follow the matches there, and I can go there live to see the matches. Because the day where we have finished the AFCON, first part of the AFCON qualifier, we have now to play the CHAN qualifier. And then the foreign player will go out, so we need to have prepared some in the pipeline who are ready to step in. But for this camp, so far, we are happy with the new players who are on board, because they have been training well. There's been a smooth transition into the team, so there's a good atmosphere in the camp. Players are pushing each other to the training. We are training on a high level, and that's also the reason I expect and I hope to see a good performance tomorrow again. So we are looking very much forward to that game. Asante Sana. Any question? Or we also have Shadrach here and the doctor here if there's anything.
Questions either to head coach or assistant coach, you can ask it, doctors.
I have a question. I saw you use a lot of players, young players. So what is your? I saw you use a lot of some young players and new players in the last year. And I hope tomorrow you will use them. So what is your long-term plan for them?
No, but the game plan is more or less the same as in the first match. We want to see these players in action, and as I told you, we were happy to see the way they performed in the first game, the most of them, because in football is when you are given a chance, you have to take the chance. And we are here for this camp to identify which player can do a good job for Taifa Stars when we are going to play the AFCON qualification. So it will be more or less the same approach in the game tomorrow.
And what is your strategy towards the tomorrow game?
Okay. But my strategy is to go out and try to play our style, our way, and to get the ball as much as possible. But it's not only about possession. We are talking a lot about effective possession. And I was quite happy with the first game that we created a good number of chances. We converted 3 of them into goals. So at the offensive part, that was fine. I still want us to be, when the chance is there, to be even more clinical. And the important thing in attacking today is to bring the ball up on the last third of the opponent's half, because then you are close to the goal. and try to get behind their defense, because in the moment you get behind their defense, they will have problem. So offensively, I think we created chances, a good number of chances actually, and we scored 3 nice goals as well. For the defending part, I still want our defense to be more focused and concentrate throughout the game, because I still see some moment that, especially when we have the ball, we are losing a little bit of our concentration, and that's the moment. Next moment, the opponent have the ball and they will hit us. I want our players, especially our defenders, to always be in a good balance. Even we are attacking, you still need to be aware of where is my opponent, so you have a good picture. That comes by concentration and you stay focused. Sometimes I think we are a little bit too relaxed when we are defending. Also sometimes when we are attacking, we will see our holding midfielders, both of them, they will run away and they empty the space, the dangerous space. So this is some of the things we have tried to put into the training, that we want to see our defense a little bit more strength. But I think actually Shadrach can comment a little bit on that. He was one of the strong defenders back in time. So maybe he can give us in Swahili a little bit on our thought about that area.
Za asubuhi. Labda mimi nitajaribu kucement kidogo hapo. Kwenye upande wa mabeki, huwa tunahitaji mabeki wetu wawe kidogo wana kila mara wanakuwa, tunapokuwa hatuna mpira wanaweka akili yao bado, kama tukipoteza mpira tunafanya nini. Ndio hicho kikubwa tumejaribu kwenye mazoezi. Nafikiri ndio njia yetu kubwa ili kufanya, kwa sababu hizi ni mechi za maandalizi ambao tunajiandaa mechi za mwezi wa 6 ya qualify CHAN na AFCON. Kwa ni njia ambayo tunaichukua hadi sasa. Tunakuwa wakali wakati tunafanya mazoezi, kwa lazima tuwe makini dakika zote. Weza hatuna mpira wakati tuna mpira, na hasa tukiwa hatuna mpira, kwa sababu ukiwa na mpira timu inakuwa wanakuwa wanarudi kwenye ile hali ya kawaida. Kwa wapinzani wakichukua mpira inakuwa mbaya zaidi. Lakini tukiwa hatuna mpira, kila mtu anakuwa yuko makini, kwa hatuna mpira tunatakiwa tutafute mpira. Kwa hizo ni njia mbili ambazo tunafikiria.
Should we expect any changes from the squad?
Some
Changes.
Yeah, there will be some changes, because last game some was in the starting line, some that came in later. Maybe we swap a little bit around and do different, because now we've been training very well from some days. Yes, there will be some changes.
Yes, Coach. As a coach, we know that you always need to be with all of these players. And we have seen some of the players, they have already joined the club, they coming in, specifically player from Sima. How difficult it was to allow them to go for their club while we in the squad?
It's always important to try to balance things out, to find a good balance. When we started the camp, the plan was to play 3 games, and if that had happened, then the players who have been released, they could have played the second game, which could have been nice. But unfortunately, we ended up with 2 games, and the first game they just arrived, so they were not ready for that game. And for the last game, the club wanted them to be released, and then I was saying, okay, we are here for our friendly matches at the moment, so let's try to balance it out now. And then we released them immediately from the camp, so they actually didn't play any matches in this time. I will follow the player, and I know them already, and then at the same time it also gave us opportunity to see more for the new players, for the young player. So I think we balanced it quite well out.
Coach, I've got one question. We saw in the last game, Paul played for a few minutes and they managed to score a goal. So about tomorrow, we need to make him captain first.
I will not tell you the starting line today, but I will tell you tomorrow. But George, he came in and he did a good, he used the time very well, and he had been training very well. So of course, when you get a few minutes and you use it well, then you also most likely will get more time next time. And we are happy to have George in the team because he is a player who comes with a lot of good attitude. He is hardworking and he is humble and he wants to learn. So I have only positive thing to say about him, and I'm sure for him it has been a hectic week because the way we have been training, I can see George, he is oh, what is this? Because many things is new for him at this time, but he's growing and he will get playing time tomorrow, that's for sure.
How is the chemistry between the players? How do the players from Tanzania? How do you see the chemistry?
Actually, I see it amazing. First of all, I think in general, Tanzania is always very friendly, welcome new player, new people to the country. In this case, the old, not the old, but the player who have been there for some time, they are saying, happy to invite you here. So it's very much like a family where everybody, and they are happy if they can do a good job for Taifa Stars. And so they are mingling together when we have our breakfast, lunch, they are sitting together. So I find the atmosphere absolutely brilliant, really good.
Can you please move forward?
The ones if the injured player or missing player is tomorrow is Sudan.
We have the same players that we have in the first game, except Feisal. Feisal have been released due to injury, and I think it would be most appropriate to let Doctor explain the case with Feisal and why he have been released. And we are very happy to have a strong medical. Okay, sorry. Thanks to Dr. Kisongo for the briefing, and I just want to add that as a head coach, I'm very happy that we have a strong medical department at the Taifa Stars. And when the players they come in for the camp, the medical department, they try now to check each and every one. And sometimes when they do they really check them and they go maybe to hospital to have an ultrasound, and so they found out that this player is already injured when he arrived to the camp. You can be injured and you cannot play. And you can be injured, but you can still play. But what the medical department wants is to work together with the player and work together with the club to protect the player, because if we don't take injury seriously from the beginning, then instead of having a short break, it might be a very long break. And the worst case, where you can see if players they have like groin problem, it is that if you push them to play, yes, they can play, but what happened with the injury? It gets worse and worse, and one day maybe it gets chronical, and then the player is finished. So we try to protect. We could have pushed Feisal to say, you can play, but we are not going to push him because he's injured. And I hope the cooperation between the three parties, that the medical department, the club, and the players, that they will continue to work closely together. We are there to support the players so that if they are injured, we give them all the support which is possible. On the other side, if they are not injured, we also try to prevent them by giving them treatment, massage, and so on, so they won't be injured. So I'm very happy with our medical department, and I hope that there will be a very monitoring these players, that there will be a close relationship and a good work between the club and Taifa Stars medical department. Thank you.
Yes, are there questions?
Yes. I was wanting to know if about the report for Novatus Ismas. He was not finished the last game between the also.
Novatus, there's not a problem. Novatus if you realize, just before he went out, there was a moment where he overstretched. And actually he should have been out immediately, but after, I think, very short, a few minutes, he sit down, and that was a very good move from him, because instead of pushing himself, he got out of the game in time, so even next day he could do the recovery training. So he's fit.
Jamani, mimi naitwa Chama Cletus Chota aka Triple C au Mamba wa Lusaka, na mshauri wote kuhusu mambo ya mpira, fuatilia Mpenja TV au kusubscribe YouTube Mpenja TV. Safi sana,
tunazungumza michezo. Wow.